Hi, today we are going to talk about the coupon assignment system that we are going to build with WordPress and Airtable. So in other words, we will integrate WordPress with Airtable to store our coupon codes and to assign them to our WordPress users. First things first, let's see what Airtable database we need to have. Obviously, I'm not able to show you our database for security purposes, but you have the whole database structure in the article that you can find in the description. So please make sure to check our blog article about it. You have all the code, all the structures there, everything. Let's start with it. We have the default Airtable field, which usually they call it name, but we are not going to use it, so that's why I renamed it to default Airtable field. Then we have code, single line text field, who will store our coupon codes. Then user ID, single line text field with a default value of null. We will use that to store our WordPress user ID when we assign the code. Then we have assign status, which is single line text field with a default value of 0, which we'll use to know if our user has a code or not. So 0 will be if they don't have a code, 1 will be if the code is already assigned, sorry, not having a code assigned. Then we have our user email, which again would be a single line text field who will store our user's email. Then we have partner, which will be a single line text field which will store our partner's name. So if we have multiple partners that gives us codes, we will have a method to know which codes for which partners. After that, on the article you have all the code here, so you don't need to rewrite it. You can copy it from here. But in this video we'll see it in my editor. Let's jump right in. We have my editor. Right here we have the Airtable object, which will help us to do operations on the database. Let's start with the code. So we have 3 properties. API key, where you'll have to put your own API key. Endpoint, which is the API URL. At the moment it has a default value. I'm not really sure that they will change it soon, so I think you can use my default value. Then we have the Airtable base, which you'll need to put your base ID. Basically, it's the ID of the Airtable database. After that, we have our first method, which is public function mf user has code, which has 2 parameters, user ID row and partner, where we basically send a request to the Airtable server that we want to see if our current user has the code. After that, we have another method called public function ms assigned code, which has 3 parameters, user ID row, partner, and email. What this method does is to assign a code to the current user. It checks if the user has a code. If the user doesn't have a code, it assigns one. After that, our third method is mf get user's code with 2 parameters, user ID row and partner. As the name says, the method assigns a code to the current user. No, actually it doesn't assign. It retrieves the code of the current user if the user has one, again through a request. After that, we need to have our WordPress code to create shortcodes and to put data into our WordPress application. First thing first, we have mf add code, which is a shortcode. mf Airtable code will be called, which basically returns the code if the user has one. It checks if the user has one. If the user has one, it will show only this. If not, it will show the next shortcode, which you can't really see complete because of my camera, the mf assign button, which is again a shortcode who displays a button for code assignment. So it will say assign code, and when the user presses it, they will get a code assigned in Airtable. Our third function is an Ajax helper, which sends our request from a JavaScript file that we'll see and to the PHP file that we are located in right now. Let's see the JavaScript file. Here we have it. It's a pretty simple JavaScript file with a little bit of jQuery to send the request and everything, and some copy to clipboard functionality for our copy to clipboard button. That being said, we have all the code that we need. Let's see how to use it on the live site and how our users will be able to assign and see their code. So if we go to the page that we want to put the codes on, in our case it would be the home page. We have MF Airtable code, partner MemberFix in our case. This one will show the current code if the user has one. At the moment the user doesn't have one, so it won't be seen. The next one will be seen, the MF assign code. Again, partner MemberFix, which is a button that assigns the code. In a page it will look like this. It's a very basic template. If I press the assign code, it's loading, and soon I need to have the code assigned to me. I should be able to copy to my clipboard. As you can see, this code is for testing purposes. If I press copy to clipboard and then I'm pasting it here, it's pasting it. That will be it for this video. Please let us know in the comments if you have anything to add to it, or what kind of codes are you sharing through your Airtable integration. Thank you very much. Bye bye.